816-4935. Institute of Health and Fitness Company Limited, located at number 79 St. Vincent Street, Tunapuna.
We are the heartbeat of the Caribbean, where the music never stops. New era, TT Radio, Nett Radio.
It is not in the shimmers that you wear. It's not that figure that you carry. It's the beauty that's in your eyes that flow right to your heart where love resides. You want the universe. You stand for pride and grace.
Well, everybody, good evening to you, and of course, welcome to your evening pump on a Monday. Yeah, and it's time for Pagentry, right? Right here on New Era TT Radio, and of course, also on Kyle the channel. And this is where we say a very special good evening to our host, Adina. Good afternoon, good evening to you. Why I keep saying afternoon, boy?
Good evening, Sir Charles, and how are you? Thanks to have you as well.
Oh, it's
And I am
nice.
good.
Well,
To
I'm
answer
happy
the
to-
question before you even ask it.
Yeah.
How was your weekend?
It was pretty good, pretty good. I mean, I didn't do too much, you know. The station does have me working hard, but
I
okay.
know how it is, boy, in our Trini language.
Yeah. But I trust that you had a good one yourself.
Yes, I am. I'm a little, as we say, a little exhausted, but I'm in high spirits, so that will make up for any exhaustion, right? But it's good to have you back, and this is episode 4 on Pagentry Talks Today, people. We
Already?
have, yes, this is episode 4 already, Sir Charles. I was telling somebody when they asked how long we have started. I said, I cannot believe I'm in episode 4 already and going forward and more. But great things are in store. And on that note, today we have a very special person. She's all the way from Houston, Texas, people. I am happy to have her in my midst. And Sir Charles, she is someone that I hold near and dear to my heart. I call her one of the few persons I call my pageant mommy, right? This lady has, let me tell you, before we even get into it, let me introduce you to this individual that we are interviewing here this evening. It's an honor for me. It's a very great honor to have her in our midst, right? So as you say, we're from one island to a next island. People, today you all will be having Miss Constance Nett, and she is the current Chief Operations Officer for the Miss Plus America Pageant Systems. She holds vast international level pageant experience as the co-founder and executive director of the Miss Plus World Pageant System. National experience as Miss Plus America Royal Lifetime 3, Miss Plus America Lifetime 17, 2013 Mrs. Plus America 2012 Lifetime Ambassador and Miss Ultimate for All World Beauties, and 2012 Elite Ambassador of American Beauties Plus. It doesn't stop there, people, and she's now enjoying the life of a blessed retiree, which I don't see, right? Constance still mentors, guides, and directs several entrepreneurial endeavors, including Crown and Scepter Production Company and Gifts from His Garden Floral Company, as well as Threefold Court Alliance Limited, and chairs Board of Directors of Exodus Force Initiative. An ordained minister, licensed chaplain, and professional life coach, Constance holds an associate degree of Christian education from Perkins School of Theology in Dallas, Texas. In addition to her degree, she holds bachelor and master's degree in education from Texas A&M University, of Corpus Christi, Texas. Born and raised in Texas, Golden Triangle, Constant lives in Houston with Warren, her husband of 43 years, and her three furry four-legged kiddos, Elise, Louie, and Stevie. What a what a what a bio people. I mean, it is nice. It is a blessing.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. We have not seen physically, but I always hear her voice, Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension, the universe. I welcome this lady of royalty
Oh, thank you, my
to
dear
this
sweet
platform.
queen.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's nice to have you. It's nice. It's really nice. I know your busy schedule.
Oh, but
Yes.
for you, I am so proud of you. This is
Thank
just
you.
incredible.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just
Thank you.
incredible. And
Thank
so nice to meet Sir Charles and
Yes.
all of your people. They're just awesome.
Yes, they are listening from, as we know, different parts of the universe at different
Yes.
time. But I really appreciate the viewers that we have started.
Hmm.
I always say charity begins at home and end
Yes.
abroad. I have my home. My next home after Trinidad and Tobago would be United States of
Yes.
America. But
Yes.
here
Yes.
I am blessed to have my physical biological family and also my pageant family in
Yes.
the States. I always like to boast we have a
Yes.
royal court.
Yes. Best of
Right?
both worlds.
Yes,
Yes.
and it doesn't matter what part of the world we are, we can
Hmm.
connect. That's the
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
For persons who are listening and who would have been asking, this was one of my surprise. I call her Mama Constant. And there's the next part of her, may she rest in peace, is
Yes.
Nett Weeks.
Yes.
Was also her, I would say Mama Constant and her,
Uh-huh.
they are were like two peas in a pod,
Yes.
right?
Ebony and Ivory. We
Yes,
just complimented one another, and
yes,
she was such a
literally.
awesome.
Literally. And I
Mhm.
admire you all. You all have passed on some very valuable nuggets and knowledge to me
And yes.
as as one of their pageant daughters. But
Mhm.
before I go into the gist of it, I want you to let our listeners know more
Mhm.
about you because I mean that bio people, wow, that is yes, and it didn't just happen yesterday. I want you to tell people how did you become a part? What was your starting point in pageantry? Which
Mm.
piqued your interest as a
Yeah.
delegate, and then you navigated to a director. Could you let
Right.
the viewers know?
I would love to. In 2010, I was languishing on a couch. I weighed over 300 pounds. I thought my life had ended. I wasn't good for anything or anybody. And I was just crying out, and I was, Lord, please help me. Please help me. And I just had it drop into my spirit. What would you like to do? Not what you haven't done already or thought you couldn't do, but what would you like to do? And the first thing on my list was I wanted to be in a pageant. Now, where did that come from? I don't know, but it was
Ah,
the top of my list.
interesting.
But I thought I was 56 years old. I was very plus size. I didn't think that would ever happen to me. But 3 days later, on the TV, I saw a blurb about Miss Plus America, and I checked it out. And there it was, a plus size pageant. There were beautiful girls just like me in their interview suits and their gowns. And
Okay.
I, I just went in and asked my husband, man, I got to do this, honey. And
Yes.
he's been a great supporter. And that was in March. In June, I was in my very first pageant.
Wow. And on that note, I want to give kudos to your husband, to all those
Yes.
men out there. I mean, mine's used to, and he has passed on, may he rest in peace. As
Hmm.
you're talking about husbands, there's a lot
Yeah.
of women. I always tell them there's the positive, and I don't like to say negative, I like to say the challenging part.
Yes. Yeah.
Support is very important in
Yes.
pageantry. I always tell people
Yes.
that if you don't have support, whether it be from a friend, or whoever.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, it is always going to be a challenge. So to all
Yes.
those men, husbands,
Mm-hmm.
son-in-law,
Husbands,
boyfriends,
friends.
yes,
Yes.
friend,
Yes.
it is very important if you are
Yes.
listening. And for
Yes.
questions, continue to support your women,
Mm-hmm.
your wives, your mothers, your sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, we need
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
On that
Because
note,
it's a
goodbye.
competition. It's a lifestyle. It's
Yes,
and having our fellow support is just it's just so very important. And
yes,
so then you have fabulous pageant husbands and pageant boyfriends, and
yes.
and they get to enjoy it with us. So it's
Of
good.
course,
Yeah.
of course.
Mhm.
That is so. I have to because most time the men with Father's Day coming up, I have to give them what is due.
Yes.
Most
Yes.
time you will hear people say, you don't hear about the men. There are men who are supportive,
Yes.
and it's good to hear from
Yes.
you that your
Yes.
husband
Yes.
has been there and still
Mhm.
continues to be there because
Mhm.
you are
Mhm.
what I would call an icon in this industry.
Oh
Yes, of
well.
course. You have so many
Oh,
pageant. I mean, your Mama Nanette would have shared. I would like you to
yes.
touch on how you met Mama Nanette Weeks.
Yes.
For those of you who are looking on and seeing her photos, these two ladies, I am proud and excited to say that they were around for me, not just as their pageant daughter or pageant mother, but they were there for me when I was going through a point and time in my life. I
Mm.
was told I
Mhm.
created history as a
You
woman
did.
who, yeah, and I mean, this to me, it motivated me
Yes. Yes.
more. That's why I said coming out of persons encouraging. I live by the three words: motivate,
Hmm.
aspire, and educate.
Love
Words
that.
that are dear to my heart because persons like you have touched my life. Because
Mhm.
where do you get pageants? And I mean, this is something serious. Everything is serious to be noted. You have a pageant national director, and in my part, it was international. Where you
Mhm.
were
Mhm.
with me when I was going through my grieving period,
Yes.
not forgetting that I was a delegate
Uh
and
huh.
still had to do my part,
Right.
right? But I always tell people, these ladies, I took a great amount of example from you all
Mm.
because you all didn't just do it for the superficial part, you all
Yeah.
did it with heart,
Yes.
soul, body, and mind. And
Yes.
I love the spiritual part of it, even
Mhm.
the holistic part that I always tell people coming out of
Right.
Pagentry,
Right.
right? So I wanted to give the viewers and listeners,
Mm.
how did your
Yes.
mama Nanette come to meet? And how you all took it from there.
Right. Well,
That journey.
it was very it was a real sweet gift from the Lord because when I did sign up for my first pageant, she was my director, my state director.
Okay.
And we became friends because there were some situations where she had called me for prayer. And so we connected on that sweet level. We
Great.
were about the same age, but she had had lots of pageant experience. She'd been in pageanting since she was 18 years old, and
Wow.
I was brand new.
Okay.
So she was my state director, and then she went on to be the national executive director for the Miss Plus America pageant system, and
Wow.
that was my system, and I just kind of followed her,
Okay.
and it was just this real, not only a sweet friendship, but she was my director, and she, really made a way for me, and then um, and I don't know if you want me to go into this, but that was really the start of our how we developed Miss Plus World, because
Oh.
we were going to try to buy Miss Plus America. We were at that place, and it didn't work.
Okay.
And so we thought, well, if that's
Oh.
not going to work, well, there were no really um, international pageants, just plus girls, not just different categories, but just plus girls. So that's really how Miss Plus World came about. Just that moving through the pageant process, believing, having a wonderful friend, and mentor and what she was. And she had many pageant daughters, and she blessed so many women. And she was upliftment was a real key for her, which for me also. That's really my desire. So we just meshed on so many levels, and
Yeah.
she was something just just fabulous lady, and just really touched so many.
Yes, it's interesting to hear you go through
Mm-hmm.
this side of your life, because when I recall when I met the two of you all in person,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, these two ladies are interesting. See,
Mm-hmm.
you don't, it's good to see women empowerment because you all taught me a lot. And I observe your interactions. You all were really literally like two peas in a pod. That's why
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah.
I mean, you all had the respect. I never saw one day. I mean, of course, friendship and the bonding with you all, I think it went to a higher level because of
Mm-hmm.
your years in pageantry and then
Mm-hmm.
connecting on so many levels with
Yeah.
the experience and the maturity. I mean, I secretly I was a little fan of you. I said, "Oh, that's nice to see, you know, these ladies like that." I hope I could
Oh,
take some
yes.
examples from you, which
Yes.
I have done. Um,
Yes.
you talked about her having, but you yourself, because you all share this business together.
Yes.
Of course, I am a perfect example of when we would have faced some challenges, how you
Mm-hmm.
all
Mm-hmm.
dealt with us. Um, I think, was the first person from my country coming as a plus size woman
Yes.
to this
Mm-hmm.
international pageant.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling people use this word sisterhood freely,
Mm.
but
Mm-hmm.
we really had, and I think we still have, it's safe to say, we
Yes.
still have a sisterhood, although
Yes.
it has changed hands. But
Mm-hmm.
it's good
Mm-hmm.
to know it's within the
Yes.
brand itself, it remains the same. The
Yes.
Certificate Pageant Daughters. Um, some people in my country and even in the US is aware that you all have pageants as far as South Africa. And some
Mm-hmm.
people question, and I told them, when she comes on this show today, I will let you explain to the viewers the many countries that you all have touched so far. To
Yes.
name, so you could name some, make some
Yes.
on some I
So we've had Malaysia, we've had Kenya, we've had South Africa, we've had, and they come from Bloemfontein,
Yes,
which is like a kind of a region within
I
South
mean,
Africa. We
right.
have Bahamas, we have Trinidad and
Of
Tobago,
course, of
we
course.
have Saint Lucia
Really?
and
Yes.
Saint Charles.
Okay.
No, uh-huh. And all over the United States. We
Wow.
had Mexico. We
Really?
had Puerto Rico. It's a part of the
Okay.
United States, but Guam. They came a
Wow.
long way, just like an international country.
Right.
Um, and so, oh, we
A
have
lot.
had girls just really everywhere. And this year they even have some new directors and new
Yes.
systems that are also coming. So
Yes.
it's just growing. It just continues to grow, and I love the island. You girls, I tell you, y'all have a walk on you.
Yes, we do. Yes.
I mean, I don't know if it's about the islands or not, but y'all got it. I mean,
Thank
mhm.
you. Thank you. You see,
Yes.
I am glad that you see some people think that because you are outside of the US, you are not able to partake in an international pageant.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanna go for a break. All right.
Uh-huh.
So we have a break, and then I'll come right back to you
Okay.
to share. So we have our Gael family, which is you are on television, you are
Oh,
also on Facebook, and then we have New Era TT Radio. They are also on air. So we'll go for a break.
okay.
2 minutes, and we'll come right back in. So I'll hand over to Sir Charles, and then we'll continue.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks, Queenie.
You're welcome.
It is not in the shimmers that you wear. It's not that figure that you carry. It's the beauty that's in your eyes. The doorway to your heart where love resides. You want the universe. You stand bright and bright. Beautiful woman you are. You're shining bright like a star.
New era TT Radio. Nett Radio.
Beautiful woman you are. You're shining bright like a star.
Shining bright just like a star, and it is Pageantry right here in the Era TT Radio, and of course also on Gael the channel. So
Yes, we are back, people. We are back. And I thank my viewers every week and even in the days that are coming. I don't know if it's you, Sir Charles, but I'm getting a feedback in the background.
yeah, I'm hearing
So I
that
don't
too.
know if it's Gael.
I think it's Gael.
Yes, I believe it's Gael. I don't know if they're hearing, but they're getting a strong feedback. Uncle Errol, Messiah, I'm getting it on my side.
Yeah, I think whatever they're into at this point in time with the break and stuff. So, but don't worry,
Yes,
they will come back. They will come back. They will come
yes.
back.
But as we are speaking, as we are going on about this interesting part of pageantry, sorry, I would have clicked something by error. Right, I'm back, right? You all
Yeah,
are
yeah,
hearing?
you didn't go anywhere. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought, how the network is at times like to navigate on all these shows. Um, Mama Constance, were there any point in time in your pageant's journey did you ever stop to think you had any regrets or should you stop or take a sabbatical? I have questions I directly love to ask persons like you. All right, because we all know there are trials, especially as a plus size woman. Many people tell me that I know you're not representing plus anymore, but I do. I
Hmm.
do, I am. It's just that I tell people they have to look at the healthy lifestyle. But of course, we face challenges,
Yes.
whether we are career women, mothers, but this journey, because I am sure you would have had some experience where you may have questioned. But I wanted to know, did you ever want to stop? Did you ever think about, should I take a break in pageantry? Because I have my answers, but I want to hear yours.
Well, so I won Mrs. Plus America when I was 60 years old.
Yes.
So I had a little later start than most people, and
Okay.
I tried for before that I tried for Mrs. Texas twice and did not win. The first year it was first runner up, and the second year it was second runner up, and so I thought that it just wasn't for me. But Nanette caught me going out the door after I lost
Uh-huh.
and said, "You need to go as an at-large delegate,
Okay.
not as a state, but go as an at-large." And so that really changed things for me because there are opportunities. We sometimes get very very focused on I have to win this title, I have to win that title to go to the
Right.
next da da da. But there are usually other options. There's always if it's your heart, if your heart is to do something, then the whole thing is don't give up.
Right.
keep pursuing, keep going after it because even when I got to nationals, I didn't win the first year. Yeah. But when I came back, it was the perfect time for me because I I knew kind of what to do. I had a trial run. It was my 60th year and it just made everything really wonderful. It was just the time.
Right.
And sometimes you hear about, in pageantry, if you a different set of judges, a different outcome. Or, if it's not your time, it's not your time.
Yes.
So that really played a real important and significant piece for me because when I did win and won the national crown, it was the very best time for me. And I really enjoyed my reign, and I had the esteemed honor of being the oldest
Yes.
Miss
That's
Plus
great.
America title holder. So hey, it's a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And then we have circumstances and situations in our life, just like you had a grieving time, and it
Yes.
was very difficult but you really persevered and you just did such a fabulous job and it was good. It put your
Yes.
mind into another place. It put your energies. You were able to, even though you still had that grief in your heart,
Yes.
had something to really put your energies to. And I know he would have been so proud of you. And so, I mean, that's kind of one, and I mean, there are a lot of things I really love about pageantry, but that piece, that it's like a destiny piece. It's like this is where we were supposed to be, and
Yes.
things align and they come together. And even when we do have circumstances and situations, it's kind of like you have people there who love you. You do have
Yes.
sisters. Sisterhood's a huge thing.
Yes.
I have pageant daughters who are like, I don't have biological children, so I have pageant daughters, and I have like Nanette, my friend, best friend for kind of a life situation, and
Yes.
so we have those people that are there who love us and who encourage us to keep going. Don't stop here. Don't let that, just
Yes.
because you came in second place, don't let that keep you from,
Yes.
what you're really preordained to do. So it's a
Yes.
it's a fabulous journey, and if people aren't on the pageant journey yet, they need to get there.
Thank you. Thank you for encouraging them. Thank you for doing that. It's interesting. I always have to go on that word support because you all are the perfect example of what support means. And here
Mhm.
I am, an example as your pageant daughter, as a delegate coming. I mean, going through a trying time, and as I always
Mhm.
say, well, I'm still navigating because
Yes.
he
Yes.
would have said to me many times, and even when I was preparing for this international leg, he would have said, "Mama, I know you are going to go and get that crown."
Yep.
And that is why when I won the night, I had to say thank God, and I said, "He's up there looking down,"
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
Mama Content, I wanted to touch on someone who is interested. This is a question I ask all my guests
Mhm.
about someone who has no experience, and what is your advice for them who would like to pursue, whether it's a career, a one-time experience, or just for the joy of it? What
Mhm.
is your advice to someone who's entering into pageantry? It doesn't matter whether it's Miss Plus America, Miss Plus World, right? I mean, this is nice to know that Miss Plus World is in many parts of the universe, right?
Yes.
But what is
Yes.
your advice? Because I get this question all the time from persons who are not experienced, who are thinking about
Mhm.
entering the pageant world, and I always say to them, for me,
Mhm.
research,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Get feedbacks from other
Mhm.
person,
Mhm.
because that will bring me to my next question. But I want you to give my answer on this. What is your
Mhm.
advice for persons who are about to or would like to come into the pageantry world? What's your advice?
Yeah, I think there are there are two different kinds of pageant girls. There are the girls that just want to have a sisterhood. They want to get involved. They love the pretty dresses. They love the makeup. They love being around other girls who are doing, who like to get dressed up. And there are those girls there. And then there are girls that are uh, they have like they're into influencing and they're building their
Yes.
brand, and they have a, they're they do podcasts like you do, and they're on
Yes.
the web and they're on Facebook, and so they're promoting themselves, and that's a very important part of their life.
Yes.
So for the girls that just want to have a great fun experience and go be with other, do it. Just go have fun. Just
Yes.
if you're I had really bad self-esteem, so pageantry just helped me blossom, and
Yes.
I just had fun being on the runway, just getting all dressed up, getting in the
Yes.
makeup chair, so go do it, have fun. And
Yes.
if you're in a position where you're looking to brand yourself, and pageantry gives you interview skills, it gives you motivation, it gives you encouragement, it gets you out on the platform, it gets you in front of TV, you're
Yes.
on different Facebook, it's a really great avenue to get yourself out there if you're into promoting and that you're in that space.
Yes.
So, just try it. Just enjoy and have fun, because what happens as you grow through it is you develop so many fabulous skills,
Yes.
and it's never, even if you win or you don't win, the experience is just incredible. And
Yes.
you meet people. I mean, like, now I have daughters in Trinidad and Tobago. I have
That's
a beautiful
me.
daughter in Trinidad. I mean,
That's
who would have thought
me.
it? I
Yes.
know.
Yes.
And so it's just it's experience of a lifetime. So if somebody's thinking about it, they already kind of got the bug a little bit.
Yes. I
So
love your answer.
just do it.
I
Yeah.
love your answer
Mhm.
because I would add to that. Why not now?
Yeah.
When? If not
Yeah.
now, when would we do it?
Yeah.
Right? Who would have ever thought? When I entered my first pageant, it was encouragement from my
Uh-huh.
colleagues. I always say, "Okay, I'll try that one time," and look at where I am. How many
I know.
years?
Look
Yes, and I feel so good to know that persons who would have started that journey, they continue, they are there. I mean, I have some loyal people. Thank God for them.
Amen.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's nice that you talk about that sisterhood. So for those who don't have a family, we build a bond.
Yeah.
I get this
We did.
question all the time, Adina. What do you get out of pageantry?
Mhm.
What do you get? We have seen in so many, and I
Mhm.
sum it up into two words: personal development.
Yes. Yes.
That's
Yes.
what
Yes.
I get because I have seen myself grow. When I look back, I laugh. Sometimes
Mhm. Me
I'm
too.
astonished. And when people come to me, I have people who look at me and say, "You're my mentor. You are my." It's like,
Yeah.
no, when did I become that? Because that
Yeah.
wasn't the plan. The plan was just to enter,
Yes.
compete, and walk away.
Yes.
But
Yes.
bug,
Yes.
that bug, it's only us who are in it. And I mean, the network is so, trust
Yes.
me, I always tell people it's
Yes.
genuine.
Yes.
Genuine when you build a bond with your pageant
Yeah.
sisters because coming out of that, whoever thought that I would have held a position as a national director?
I
Right?
know.
That was I remembered very well when you and Mama Nanette placed the crown on my head at night, and I
Mhm.
said something to you all, and you all said to me, Adina, we know you will do us proud.
Yes, and you
Those words
did.
stuck with
Yes.
me because it wasn't just for the pageant. Look
Right.
how many years after we are still bonding. We may
Yes.
not see every day, but I feel good to know I could reach out to my pageant mommy, or
Yes.
you can reach out to me, and then I have my
Yes.
sisters with me. I mean,
Yes.
even though we are oceans apart,
Mhm.
I always say it's just a keypad.
Yes. Yeah.
It just
But
takes a few seconds.
when we were I just have come through a cancer thing, and
Yes,
I'm out the other side. But you reached out to me.
yes,
You how are you doing? Are you okay? Or and And I mean, that is such this special bond that, I
Thank
mean,
you.
I didn't have, I had very few. I mean, but the ones that did, like you, it was so precious to me because
Thank
you
you.
really, you were concerned about me.
Of
And,
course.
as what, having somebody concerned about you and really thinking about you, I mean, that's just precious. And it
Yes.
doesn't, we don't get that all the time. We
Of
just don't.
course.
And so, it's because that bond that has been in the making, in the forging, in the building for these
Yes.
years, that makes that closeness and that sweetness that is just priceless. It's
Yes.
just priceless. It's
Yes. Those
really,
are values that money cannot buy.
amen. Yes, that's
That's
so
what I
true.
said. I have
Mhm.
learned from you all. I am still learning because I always tell people I am a student for life.
Mhm.
All right.
Yes,
And
we
in
all are. Yeah.
passions,
Yeah.
you constantly grow. To me, you
Yeah.
get refreshment. I have learned on the national side, the community side, the
Yes.
regional side,
Yes.
the
Yes.
international, universal. So all
I
round.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is precious for me
Yeah. Yeah.
to be in your midst today to hear you pass on these nuggets because coming from you all, I have birthed you,
Oh.
Cara and Michaela,
Yeah.
and others.
Yes.
Yes, they
That's
are
just.
doing their thing as well.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
what I call my pageant babies, as
Yeah.
Cara will say to me, big sis.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
and then we have all those other ladies who would have been. So it's nice, as I tell somebody, when it's like wisdom. When you have it, you don't keep it to yourself. You
Yeah.
pass it on because
Yeah.
it's a school. We are learning, and
Yeah.
then you have like, all right, my sons, because I only have sons. I mean, I have
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
daughters now, and biologically, and they'll say to me, "Ma, don't you get tired?" I said, "No, I don't." Right? Because there will come a point in time. I mean, yes, you have to pour into yourself, but it's okay to pour into other ladies. It's
Yeah.
nice to know we have. I mean, I have the Bahamas as well. They
Yeah.
reach out to me, St. Lucia.
Yeah.
All my Imagine I have so much pageant. The family is large. In any state, I could call on one of my sisters to
Mhm.
talk to me, to
Mhm.
give
Mhm.
me their advice,
Yeah.
or even if it's just to say, as you said, how are
Yeah.
you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. You
That is
good?
a lot.
Yeah.
What
Mm.
are the question that comes out of it as a director?
Mhm.
Because I mean, you navigate from one level to the other, and it's
Yes.
a process. Even though we are as a director, how do you view the pageant industry from the time you would have started to now? How do you see it? Right? You can give your views, whether it's challenging or if it needs more work or the growth. Well, how do you see the pageant industry?
Well, it changes and it grows, and as new as young, as younger people move up into the pageant system and into directorship and into the national level and the international, they bring all of this new technology with them. They bring new new patterns, new dresses,
Yes.
new
The glam, the glitter.
new
Yes,
bling, new,
yes,
and so it's not stagnant. It's growing all the time because the women are growing. And
right,
so to me it's important to be, as we are becoming people at the top, like you
right.
and Donna and my, that we keep uplifting these women. We keep
Yes,
helping them grow. We keep uplifting. We keep encouraging. We keep building. We keep because I don't know for you as if you found this, but there were a lot of glass ceilings for me. But I'm in a different generation. But there were a lot
yes,
of glass ceilings, so it's important this was one of the things that Nanette and I really love to do was to continue raising, continue motivating, keep opening doors, keep building, because that's what makes a system grow. That's what makes pageantry grow. That's
yes,
what makes, and yes, competitions are different. There are new strategies out there. Instead of a 5 panel interview, you got a round robin. There's
mhm,
there's all kinds of different strategies.
Yeah.
And so we grow in the operations, but we also have to grow in bringing up new ideas, new ways of doing things, new music, new
Yes.
because we want it to be an industry that's going to keep young women growing and
Yeah.
building and maturing. And these women like yourself are fabulous. I mean, I've met
Yes.
some of the
Yeah.
most fabulous
Yeah.
women that I
Yeah.
would not have if I didn't have pageantry. And
Yes.
so that's what we want. We want to uplift. We want to help build. We want to help grow. Um, for not only the women, but as a whole, but the individual self.
Yes.
The I said a little bit later I had really bad self esteem, and it's the pageantry has honed in me and built in me and changed. So now I'm proud. I'm proud to be who I am. I'm proud to wear my banners and I have a whole new way of being me,
Yes.
being that I would not have if I had not done pageantry. I probably still would have been on that couch.
But it's nice that you have navigated from one level, from the couch to now to
Yes.
them. And you see, it's a process.
Yes.
And even as you talk about, yes, it's an industry dominated by females,
Hmm.
but I have my pageant guys out there, my
There you
brothers who
go.
reach out to me. I have
Hmm.
built a friendship. And I mean, I'm glad you spoke about this where we are touching the lyrics. I definitely have to bring you back again. Definitely, we will sort that out and have you back. But it's nice to know that guys, there has
Yes.
always been guys, but there are no
Yes.
more in the industry. And
Yes.
on that note, I was saying to somebody because I get a lot of questions. I encourage
Hmm.
persons to calling, but
Yeah.
because I mean, every guest to me is valuable. But this is
Sure.
a special moment for me, for
Oh,
all the persons who I interact with
me too.
over the
Hmm.
years. Um, People ask, what are the criteria? What are this? What are that? People think sometimes the amount of different women I have met and guys of different caliber, you would have said something about reaching and experiencing stuff. As a delegate, I would have experienced stuff. As a national director,
Yeah.
I keep getting these questions for the last 5 months. And I know, because I
Hmm.
would have just recently come out of Mrs. Universe Trinidad and Tobago.
Hmm.
Why
Hmm.
did you decide to go back and be a delegate? Because there are times where you have to take a sabbatical from certain things. And
Yes.
it's okay to go back to the drawing board because it's okay to show, here is what, I could be at this level and I could also be at the same playing
Yes.
field, right?
Yes.
It's an example to show. And I felt good doing it. But as
Oh,
a director, when you move up
yeah.
from
Yeah.
the
And you.
levels, that
Yes.
last feeling you spoke about, because of
Uh-huh.
where I am, I'm also a civil servant working in the public service
Yes.
in a very high office,
Hmm. Hmm.
being a mother, being a career woman, I mean, there's times that I sit and I ask myself, wow,
Yeah.
when did this happen? That time passed. And you always have to, there are persons who are looking to you, who are seeking your advice. I always tell people, we are always on the clock. We are always on
Hmm.
the radar.
Hmm.
Mama Cousin, again, I am happy to have you.
Oh, thank you, my
I'm
friend.
really, really happy. It's a blessing, and I know the deceased, she will be smiling and looking up. Because it did
Ah.
represent for both her and you and yourself. And you
Yes.
will always, to me, be that shining gem.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Because you will touch my heart from so, and I
Yeah.
feel blessed to continue having you in our space. So what I will do, I will arrange again to have you come back. And then,
Oh,
of
thank
course,
you.
yes.
Yes.
Because I have persons reaching out to me
Hmm.
in
Good.
New York, and it was like, Adina, we didn't know you started. I said, it has now started. It has been pipeline. And people are going to see different stages.
Yeah.
But there are different things I would like to introduce, not just about the glitz and the glamour, but how do you prepare for a pageant in terms
Oh,
of the
yes.
self-care.
Yes.
There's so many. And then for you as somebody who is, you are way up there. As I said, those levels. But I am not her. I'm taking my time. I'm not
There
going to
you
be
go.
all
You
right.
got it.
Yes, I appreciate learning from you. You
Oh.
have passed so, and the holistic part is what I take away as well.
Mhm.
There's so much, but I appreciate you so
Oh.
much. Love for you and your family. Love to all my
Thank
pageant
you.
sisters. My God,
Yes.
please tell them do not be jealous. Everyone gets something because there's so many states in America. But
Yes.
bit by bit, I will continue to aspire, inspire before I retire.
All
Okay?
right. I love that.
Love you,
I'm gonna
Mama.
use that.
Of course. Of course. I have my words I do along the way, and I have stuff I motivate. And
Yeah.
I always say everything happens for a reason.
Yes. It does.
Everything happens. I have learned that because in the midst of all my adversities, and I mean, I draw from you all. I recall the night before our final, I
Mm-hmm.
something I wanted to always share. You and Mama Nanette, you had a prayer with us, service, and you would have invited us. And I was like, wow. I remember one of the ladies had just came in on her flight and we sat down and the bonding and the days we were there, even though it was competition. Because
Yeah.
I always tell people she's a very nice lady, but she's also a stickler for time. We would always say, get it
Yeah.
up, get it up, get it, you know? And she always because she is a she's a darling. But when it comes to pageantry, woo,
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
joke, no joke. She's serious. But I
Yeah.
appreciate
Sure
because I have
thing.
took
Thank
those
you.
words after everything you have said and keep continue to say to me.
Will
And
do. Yeah.
as I like to say, work in progress.
All right. All right.
Yes.
Anytime, my
So
sweet,
thank
sweet
you.
queen. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Yes, I'm going to go for a break and you can always stay posted to see what we come up with on pageantry talks. So I'm going to
Okay.
break and I'll come right back. Love you.
Love
Thanks for
you.
having you.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Several bright ways. Beautiful woman you are, shining bright like a star. You are in the universe. You stand for bright ways. Beautiful woman you are, shining bright like a star. You are.
Okay, everybody, as we enter inside the home stretch of pageantry with Adina this afternoon. Yeah, so, are you back there with me now?
Yes, I am, Sir Charles. It's interesting. I had to get this lady. I had to get Mama Constant as my first international. She is such a doll.
Yes.
And I tell people that the lessons I have learned from her is lessons for life. Right? We have little hiccups along the way in pageantry, but I always say to myself, I am glad I made the decision. And thank you to New Era TT Radio for giving me this segment, this opportunity to host this because this is a program that was in the pipeline among other stuff that I have in the pipeline. I really appreciate you all giving a voice, a platform because it is needed. And the reviews and the from since we started to now, I just hope that my viewers who send me messages will get brave and come on the platform here to express, right? Gael as well. But I just want to remind persons for advertising purposes or if you want to sponsor or contribute any part of this segment, you can reach out to me at 477 internationally 868-477-3640 or 868-757-5591. And soon you all will have a US number where you all can reach as well. And to the email, you all can reach out to Adina. It's all lowercase letters, Adina, aka Queenie, with after the Queen, IE at the end, 123 at gmail.com. Or reach out to this platform. You can reach out to me on Messenger as well. You can inbox Facebook. It's good to know that New Era, TT Radio, and also Gael, they are on Facebook. So the program is a program where at the end of it you will be educated. And there's a journey, there's a process. I want to highlight. We have a fundraiser, fashion show and cooler fair. This is for the queens who were just crowned as myself for some outstanding stuff on the 19th of June. So feel free, reach out as you all normally do. Reach out, ask questions, and answers will be provided. So this is an interesting week. And next week, we have an ex-US in-person interview. Trust me, these people are interesting. This lady, Sir Charles and others, wow.
Yeah, don't give it away. Don't give it away.
I'll stick a pin there when you all hear this lady. I call her walking into your purpose. Alright, she's an example. So you all will be hearing persons as we go along because the questions were asked. You will be hearing persons, of course, in my country, in the US, and you can never tell whatever part of the world, because as you would have just heard, our pageant process, the family is huge. It's very huge. And it's nice to know that I belong to what we call the royal court. Alright, it's good to have that support. But again, I hope people continue to listen, and then you will hear things about after the pageant life, and it's so much. It's as a melting pot of information and it's valuable to persons. So I thank everyone who have continued and who has believed, and I know will continue to believe in Adina, aka Queenie. Alright, Pagentry Talks is here to stay for a very long time. We can never tell we may get Sir Charles on the runway. I wonder.
Oh my God.
Even if it's one time.
Talk about a stretch. That will be a stretch.
And of course, you will be mentored by knowledgeable persons like myself.
Yeah.
I would love to see you on the runway one day.
Adina.
Whether it's pageant or fashion. You can never tell. There's a will be used, break a leg. Okay? It's nice. It's nice to have this. Even it's interesting. And as we grow and continue to inspire, Sir Charles, trust me, there's more to Pagentry Talks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And feel free, people, as I always say, you have questions, ask. Message as you continue. But there are times where we will open the lines, and I encourage you, because hiding behind the screen when you get your questions answered, and if you do ask, sometimes it's good to come out on a live segment, because you can never tell who may be there to answer, and even the guests, as you would have heard with Mama Constant, she has so much to offer that you can learn from, because there are so much young persons who are getting in to all these different pageants, not just in Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean overall, and even all over the world. So it's good to hear from other persons giving their feedback, their experiences. All right. So thank you, Sir Charles. I know we are like a few minutes early, but I forgot to mention Mama Constant. Her time zone is different from us. She's like 1 hour before us, where it's almost 7, it's almost 6 p.m. for her on that side. So you see the difference, and then we have other countries who are like 24 hours, where we are PM, they are AM, but they are listening because they message me, and we'll have more persons as we go along. So this week, I hope it will be a blessed, fulfilling, productive for everyone, because mine has started off on a good note, and I am very pleased. So as we continue to grow and glow and educate, stick with Pagentry Talks. You never know where we will end up again.
Okay, so we're going to leave it there for today.
Yes, we are.
Wow,
Thank
okay.
you.
So thank you very much, Adina. Queenie, Pollard,
Thank you for
Simon.
having me. You're
Lady with plenty
welcome.
name, all right, plenty name, right? But
Yes,
it's all good, and I'm happy that we're having such a fantastic time. So you
yes,
take care, get some rest.
I will.
Okay, no problem. People, this has been
Okay.
Pageantry right here on your TT Radio and Gael the channel, right? So stick and stay, don't go anywhere. Coming back with so much more. Yeah.
You won the universe. You stand for pride and grace. Beautiful woman you are, shining bright like a star. It is not how find the way you move, your graceful walk and your perfect smile. It's a greatness reflected in your soul. Your confidence and strength make you beautiful. You won the universe. You stand for pride and grace. Beautiful woman you are, shining bright like a star. You won the universe. You stand for pride and grace. Beautiful woman you are, shining bright like a star. You won the universe. You stand for pride and grace. Beautiful woman you are, shining bright like a star. You won the universe. You stand for pride and grace. Beautiful woman you are, shining bright like a star.
Your mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained.